it's your boy Troubz, and welcome back to the Wyatt Tap.
Yep. And today we're recapping Premier Battles Apex 2.
Yep. Shout out to all the Premier Battles team, you get me? I think it was a very dope event.
Yeah, fire. Clean production.
Facts. Alright, boom. Let's go straight into the recap. Let's start with the big boys, man.
Yeah?
Yeah, man.
Let's go.
Let's start with the big boys.
Alright.
Boom. Shuffle T versus Soul. This battle was a very dope battle. I think it's down to preference. I had a 2-1 Soul. Gave Shuffle the first round. And then gave Soul the last two. Yeah, man. I think Shuffle did very well on the second as well, though. I think what he done when he pulled out the phone, reacting to his own stuff, that was crazy. I think only he could pull that off.
Yeah, only Shuffle still.
Yeah, no one else could have done that. That was dope. And I think Shuffle also reminded us that even though he's funny and he does the comedy thing, he can rap as well, you get me? And I think he rapped really well on the second. I just literally edged it to Soul. I think Soul Soul's incredible, you get me? And the third round was Soul done at the end of his third round with that cadence. That was stupid to me. Like, that was crazy. So yeah, I had a 2-1 Soul still. What do you think?
Right. I agree, man. 2-1 Soul still. 2-1.
Yeah, 2-1 Soul. Boom. Second battle was for me, battle of the night, Rivers versus Raptor. This was a war. And I also think it's down to preference as well, you get me? I had a 2-1 Rivers. I gave the first round to Rivers, but I think I like Raptor's first round though. I like the angle he used. It was really smart because obviously he's at Premier Battles. Rivers is coming back to Premier Battles, you get me? That was really dope. That first round could have been really dangerous for Rivers though.
Yeah.
It could have been pretty dangerous.
Yeah, it could have been.
Yeah, facts. Rivers came with some great level of writing though. I think Rivers knew and treated this battle as if it was his toughest battle, which I think it was. I think it's his toughest battle to date. I think he showed a great level of writing, performance, delivery. I think it was the best Rivers we ever seen so far.
Yeah, it was more comfortable as well, innit? So it wasn't over.
Exactly.
It wasn't oversaturated Rivers, you get me? So it's good to see, man. It's good to see still. It's more polished.
Yeah. That's a good point. So yeah, I gave Rivers the first round. That the financing yards, like pest control, like that, but it was crazy. The statues set in stone, Rivers was crazy. You get me? Second round, Raptor's angle was one of the things he actually mentioned on the face-off. Still,
yeah, go check the face-off before Raptor got 3-0 by Charger.
Yeah.
You get me?
Raptor basically said on face-off, Rivers can't outstreet me. You get me? And I think that's how he started the second round. You get me? I'm from the bits too, basically. You get me?
Yeah.
And he did it pretty well. Still,
was talking.
He also then went on to say like, yo, like, I'm stepping down to battle. You have done more than you.
Yeah.
You get me? Man said,
I can write everything you ever did on a betting slip.
Yeah, exactly. That was funny. It was Raptor's second round was a bit short for me.
Yeah, it's kind of short still.
Yeah, if he went a bit longer, he could have probably been peak for Rivers still, but Raptor's second was a bit short for me. Rivers with that, I felt like you up here bragging about views that someone else monetized. I think that kind of rebutted a little bit of what Raptor said on the second as well. So I gave the second round to Rivers. I think he was very, very direct at him as well, and it was crazy. I think this is definitely by far battle of the night for me.
Definitely.
Battle for war, ridiculous. Get me? Third round, I think this was the round of the battle. Raptor basically spoke on the double standards when it comes to angles, like as if when people reuse angles against him, no one really says nothing. But whenever he uses, anyone else reuses angles against other people, people are quick to point that out. You get me? So I felt like that was smart, and that was good. It was good from Raptor to shed light on that. I think it was dope. But yeah, I think Raptor won the third round. So yeah, I gave Rivers the first, Rivers the second, Raptor the third. But dope battle, man. Shout out to Rivers, shout out to Raptor. You get me?
Yeah, shout out to both them, man. They both showed level still.
Boom, the title shot, unanimous versus Matter. I guess the first round of this battle, I guess, is down to preference. I had unanimous winning. I had unanimous winning all 3 rounds. I'll be honest.
That's how you feel?
Yeah, like I think the first round I can see it being down to preference. Matter did well, but it's just not my style. It's not the thing. It's not what I like in it. Yunnan, especially the second round,
all the way off. You went all the way off.
Fam,
facts.
That boy,
trust me,
he was on steroids on that second round, boy. He went off. He went off. You get me? That was fire. But yeah, I think I gave all 3 rounds to Yunnan. If Rivers and Raptors battle of the night, Yunnan's probably battler of the night, performance of the night. You get me? Those 3 rounds.
I agree. Definitely.
And yeah, those 3 rounds. I gave. So yeah, congratulations to Yunnan,
champ.
You get me? That was dope.
Big up. What was next?
And then we had the Academy final, Jester Black versus Slester. Slester was dope. He was confident, performed and delivered it really well. I liked Jester's first round, but I don't think it was enough to win that round still. And then Jester slipped up on the second and he gave it away. And the third round I still gave it to Slester, so I had Slester winning all 3 rounds, so congratulations to Slester winning the Academy final.
Congratulations to the Academy winner.
Yeah, congrats bro. Shout out to Jester though, because like, I heard he travelled like 20 hours to get to that battle.
Yeah,
so he came all the way from Ireland.
Facts.
Because of the COVID restrictions and all of that, he had to do a madness to get there, you get me, to Manchester. So shout out to Jester Black, you get me. Them kind of things definitely need to be appreciated a bit more and mentioned a lot more, you get me. So shout out to you. I want to see you back in the ring ASAP with a clear mind, without having to travel for 20 hours and actually catching bodies and performing how you've been performing up until now, you get me. So shout out to Jester Black, congratulations to Slester, you get me.
Yeah, enough respect, you get me. Don't know.
Yeah, so Iced versus Deviant. No bias. I know you lot always say, every time I talk about Iced battle, you lot say, oh, but Troubz is biased. Then it's none like that. This is not the best Iced I've seen. I think he prepped late. I know he prepped late. And it's definitely not the best Iced we've seen. But I still think he won all 3 rounds. I don't think this is the best Deviant we've seen either. I think this was a very poor Deviant. I didn't lie. I think Deviant's much better than that still.
Yeah.
I can't lie.
He had an off day still. He had an off day that battle still. Wasn't really.
Yeah, like his third round, I think he's needed to hit a lot harder than that still.
Yeah.
But yeah, shout out to Deviant same way. Shout out to Iced. I think Iced could have come a lot harder as well, considering the magnitude of the card. It's pretty much the biggest UK card we have all year, so I think Iced had the obligation to come a lot harder than that still, especially being on a card like that and the whole production behind Apex. Like, yeah, I think Iced should have done a lot better, but and he could have done a lot better. Like, that's because I know what he can do, you get me. So but yeah, shout out to Iced, shout out to Deviant. You done now.
Yeah.
Boom. And then we got Sam Hypes versus Bizzo. This was dope. I actually got to judge this battle.
Oh, were you saying you was at Apex?
Yeah, man was on Apex. You get me? But boom, This was a dope back and forth still. It's a pretty close battle, man. It's a pretty close battle. This is one of them ones that me, if I'm honest, like, and this happens to me in certain battles, like, I'll watch it depending on my mood and how I'm feeling and what I want to hear. I might have one person winning on one day, but then on weeks later or the next day, depending again on how I'm feeling or what I want to hear that day, the other person might win, you get me? So on the second, I watched the battle twice, obviously when I judged it, and I had some hypes winning. I liked the rebuttals and I liked the rapping style he came with. But Bizzle was cold though. Bizzle was cold. I think he had a lot of punches as well, which was dope, very direct at his opponent. I think this was very, very good, man. My first time ever seeing some hypes though. He surprised me still. And yeah, I gave it to Sam Hypes first round. Second round I gave to Bizzle. And third round I gave to Sam Hypes. But yeah, I think it's down to preference. It's one of them ones, you get me? If you tell me 2-1 Bizzle, I wouldn't be mad at that. But yeah, boom. And this is Premier Battles, you get me?
Facts. Get me?
Yeah, so shout out to all the Premier Battles team. Yeah, shout out to Stro, Shorty, Briggsy. The production of it was crazy.
Smooth.
Yeah, clean. Yeah, man, shout out to everyone at there, Premier Battles. Make sure you guys like, comment, share, subscribe, support the thing, man, you get me? You're done though. Bye!